Come along with us for a travel day down to Walt Disney World for our first ever Run Disney weekend. Something that you're going to learn quickly about us is that we're always booking early flights. And when I say early, I mean early. Our flight leaves DC at 8 a.m. and we're about an hour away from DC. So we are up at 4 a.m. getting ready. When I'm going to Walt Disney World for vacation, or anywhere for that matter, I don't want to waste a single minute of it. If I'm paying to be there, I'm going to be there all day. After some quick last-minute packing, it was time to wake up my son. He is 3 and his name is Nolan. You'll get to know him very well on this channel. And this is my husband Troy, and my name is Dara.
For a second. Remember, it's here.
You excited? My dad so graciously takes us to and from the airport most times that we have to fly in and out near his work, so today he picked us up about 4:30 and took us to DCA Airport. Nolan did not fall back asleep in the car like I was hoping he might.
Have a good trip.
Troy finally got TSA pre-check, so this was our first time all three going through the TSA pre-check line. Normally, me and Nolan will leave him to go through TSA pre-check line while he goes through the standard line.
Mommy, it's gone.
It's right there.
It's our airplane.
Something else that you're going to learn quickly about me is that I will never pass up Chick-fil-A, so I got some Chick-fil-A breakfast before we boarded our plane. We waved goodbye to our stroller in hopes that it will make it to Orlando.
You're now welcome to board using the priority lane.
And then it was time to board the plane. I am a JetBlue credit card holder, so we got to board with Group A, and I love flying JetBlue to Orlando just because of the new Terminal C, which I'll show you in a little bit.
It says it can up here.
That's as open as it goes.
It says it goes. Dad.
Nolan decided this was the perfect opportunity for a diaper change, which I guess it was. We were able to fit it in before we took off.
Mommy,
Yeah?
let's go open.
Okay, here we go. A little fun fact for you, this was actually me, Troy, and Nolan's first flight together by ourselves. We normally fly with a lot of family members, and even though this was Nolan's 18th or 19th flight, it was the first time with just mom and dad. Today we're taking the Sunshine Flyer to our hotel from the MCO airport because it was a lot cheaper round trip than Mears Connect was, but the problem with taking Sunshine Flyer from Terminal C is that it doesn't pick up from Terminal C, so you have to get to Terminal A and B to pick it up, which is very convenient now that there is this new tram in place.
Orlando's a place where imagination.
Do you want to wear it?
Meh.
All on behind all sound music, all sound movies.
We
very stopping first at Art of Animation. Art of Animation first.
We are staying at Art of Animation for this trip. I have never stayed here. This is actually the last value resort I have on property. I've stayed at all the rest. I love value resorts. They're a great price. They have everything that we need, and since we're not at the resort much when we're at Disney, it doesn't really matter to us. However, we have become transportation snobs lately, and having the Skyliner is a game changer. I think I haven't stayed here yet because the price is pretty high for a value resort for the family suites, and the only standard rooms they have are a little bit dated for my taste. So this trip I actually got a really good travel agent rate on a Cars family suite, which is our favorite movie, and we're running the Cars 5K this week, so it just made sense. We got to our resort at about 11 a.m. and check-in isn't till 3, but we stopped by the front desk to see if they had a room ready, and they did. So we headed to drop all our stuff off before heading back to get something to eat. We already know that Disney goes above and beyond for their theming, but these value resorts take it to a whole nother level. So these suites actually sleep 6, which is nice for families that can't fit in a standard room. This table actually folds down into the first bed. Then you have the master suite with its own bathroom, a living room with a pull-out couch, and a mini kitchenette. And a second full bathroom that is actually split, so the shower and toilet is separate from the sink, which is great for getting ready. If you have little kids, the shower in this bathroom was a tub shower, and the shower in the master was a standalone shower. The kitchenette has a microwave, coffee maker, sink, and fridge, and the fridge is a little bigger than your typical bar fridge that's found in the standard rooms at Disney. There weren't actually closets in this suite, but they did have hang-up spaces available for your clothes. Disney really knocked it out of the park with these rooms. Every little thing is perfect, even the lamps, and Nolan was obsessed with it all. This was the view from our room, and as you can see, there is rain coming, so we are going to make our way down to the cafeteria to get some lunch before it starts. But of course, Nolan did not let us just walk to the cafeteria. We had to do a full lap and say hello to every one of the cars. And there are a lot of cars. This entire resort is basically a playground. We could have not left the resort the entire trip and Nolan would have had a blast. This resort actually has 3 different pools, and one of them is outside the Cars buildings, and it's cozy cone themed. This pool is considered a quiet pool and is usually less going on than the main pool, which is the biggest pool on Walt Disney World property, so it can get a little bit crazy. This resort is pretty big. It's broken up into 4 different sections. The Cars section has 3 different buildings, and we were in building 3. And then you have the Finding Nemo area that has 2 buildings, which is pretty high demand because it is centrally located with the main pool and the lobby and the Skyliner. Then you have the Lion King section, which also has 2 buildings. And then you have the Little Mermaid section, which is where your standard rooms will be. The suites in the Finding Nemo area and the Lion King area are the same as the Cars ones, just a different theme. Since this is a value resort, its only food option is this cafeteria style food court, but that usually works fine for us. There's a ton of different options and a lot of seating in here. Or you can choose to mobile order your food and take it to go. One of my go-to meals at the Disney resorts is their pizza, so that's what I'll be getting today, but Troy likes unique food, so he is going to be getting the Benedict burger. I still have a resort mug that hasn't expired from my trip that was less than 2 weeks ago, so I filled that up and then met Troy and Nolan outside by the pool. It was pretty cold with the wind, and Nolan lasted about as long as I showed you, and then we made our way to the playground and explored the rest of the resort. On the other side of the main pool area is the Lion King suites and the Little Mermaid rooms. There is normally another playground over here in the Lion King section, but it was closed for refurbishment, so we kept on walking. I didn't really realize until I stayed here how far away these Little Mermaid rooms are, so if you are considering them, they are pretty far from the main pool area, Skyliner, buses, and cafeteria. But they do have their own quiet pool area just like the Cars buildings do. The rain finally started, so we made our way back to the room. On the way, we passed the Skyliner and a running trail, and just some cute decorations on the side of the buildings. Me and Troy were pretty tired at this point, so we were hoping Nolan would lay down for a nap, so we made up his bed. After he ate his lunch, he did fall asleep, so I did some unpacking, and if you're wondering, yes, the H2O soap is still in the rooms. After a nice couple hour break, we went back outside to play some more. And then it was time to eat again, and we ate at the same place we did for lunch, but got something completely different. I got chicken tenders, and Troy got pulled pork, and Nolan got a popsicle. After we were done with the table, we made up the bed because my mom is on her way. She is coming to watch Nolan while Troy and I run our races this week. And then I had some time to do some ironing because my clothes get really wrinkled in my suitcase because I use packing cubes. But it's usually not a problem because every Disney room has an ironer or steamer in it. Then I thought I would be extra nice and ironed my mom's clothes for her because we did take her suitcase down for her because I get free bags. Then Troy took Nolan outside to say goodnight to all the cars, and I relaxed in bed with a Mickey bar.
This is Sarge.
Stay tuned for part 2 because tomorrow is our Run Disney Expo Day.